Hi, David. Can you hear me?
Stephanie, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining the Hype magazine today.
Sure. Where are you located?
I'm near Detroit, Michigan. How about you?
Detroit. Okay, that's where I flew from. I am in Hangzhou, China. Yes. And I flew here from Detroit. Well, from New Orleans to Detroit, and then Detroit to Beijing, and then Beijing to Hangzhou.
Well, how long of a flight destination is that?
Well, it took me about 24 hours to get here. And I'll tell you what though, once you arrive, you forget all about that long journey, because this place, it's known in China as paradise on earth. And there's a good reason for that, because there's so much to see here. It is so beautiful. The city's very cosmopolitan, but there are also so many beautiful scenery settings everywhere, from the tea fields to the mountains to the temples. It's gorgeous.
Right, so that was like Hangzhou, a must-visit destination in China. Why is that?
Well, you know, it got a lot of attention last year when it was the host for the G20 summit. And that made people say, hey, what is this place in the southeastern corner of China? And the reality is, you know, a lot of people have Beijing on their bucket list. You need to see the Forbidden City, you need to see the Great Wall. A lot of people go to Shanghai for business. But if you want to have an authentic experience and see a part of China that has been kind of under the radar, this is the place to come, because Hangzhou it's a perfect mixture of old and new. There is so many things to do for the leisure traveler. It's also been recognized as a place where people can get business done as well. So they're seeing more conferences come here, and it's a gorgeous place to bring your family. There's hiking, there's nature, and there's a lot of educational places as well. Two of the national museums are here, the National Tea Museum and the National Silk Museum. And I'll tell you what, this is, you know, if you've been to a museum and you're thinking, okay, well, museums are kind of boring. Oh no. This place, the museums are more of an interactive experience. I was able to actually make some crafts myself, which, when's the last time you went to a museum and you actually made something, right? I did a little tie-dye yesterday at the National Silk Museum. And I mean, it was just really cool, because we think of tie-dye in the United States as something, you know, related to Woodstock or just kind of out there. But here, when you go to the museum, the Silk Museum, and you see the intricacy and how important silk has been for thousands and thousands of years, and you look at these amazing costumes, you see that there is a very delicate way that the tie-dye was used centuries ago. So it's a great reminder.
Absolutely. What are the must-see spots in the Four Seasons?
Well, every season you come here, you're going to have a different experience, and especially when it comes to the cuisine and the scenery. And I know I keep talking about the scenery, but it's hard not to when you look at these places. I'm sitting right now at the edge of Westlake at the beautiful Four Seasons Resort, and this destination is one of the top destinations in all of China, and probably the most famous right here in Hangzhou. And there's a list of top 10, top 12, top 20 places you can walk around this lake. There's hiking, there is a temple where you can climb to the top and get all the views. But every place here has a legend or a story attached to it. So, for example, in the wintertime, there's a place called the Broken Bridge. And there's a love story attached to it. I don't have time to tell you the whole story, but it's a great one. And when it snows here, everyone comes out because they want to see the snow on the Broken Bridge. So that's just an example. Also, the food. Every season there's going to be something different. So if you come in the springtime, the National Tea Museum has so much to see all year round. But if you come in the springtime, that's when they harvest the Longjing tea. And Longjing tea is the most famous green tea in all of China, and it came from right here. So in the spring, March especially, is when they harvest it and they make the tea. And now, any time of year you can go. I was walking through the fields yesterday, and it's just beautiful and a reminder of how important tea is. I mean, you come out of this museum, David, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, tea changed the world. I mean, it's really incredible. It's a wonderful museum. I mean, I'm not joking. It's really incredible. And they also involve other cultures. So part of the museum is at the bottom of the hill, and then the second part is at the top of the hill. And these galleries are so well done. Also, they're in English and in Chinese, so, and other languages as well. But for U.S. visitors, then you should know that there is so much here in English, so you don't have to feel worried that you're not going to understand. But the museum has displays like the Tea Museum. You will see a diorama that shows tea in Russia, tea in England, tea in Japan, as well as explaining how important tea has been to the culture here in China. So a really special place.
What about after dark? Where do you
Well,
hang out during the dark?
you know, the nightlife here is incredible. There's a lot of variety, and really, David, variety is the key to a lot of things here in Hangzhou. I mean, there is a variety of things to do during the day. There's a variety of things to do at night. Everything from local theater to music concerts to jazz clubs, and it's very safe as well. That's something I know is very important to U.S. travelers, and you can feel safe going out at dark, going out after dark. One place you might want to go just before it gets dark is somewhere along the edge of Westlake, because the sunset here is gorgeous, and you've got sweeping willow trees and hibiscus and all kinds of just beautiful flowers, and seeing those weeping willow trees blowing in the wind and watching the sunset, it's such a gorgeous, inspirational view. And this is a place that artists, poets, writers have been coming to for centuries. Marco Polo talked about it. So it's nice when you come to a place like this and you realize, wow, this has been inspiring people for centuries, and now it can be something inspirational for you too as a traveler. And something else to talk about after dark, you know, you want to go out to dinner. The cuisine here, very unique. We think about Chinese cuisine in the US, and we have a lot of stereotypes there, but here in Hangzhou, the cuisine is very fresh. They're very focused on giving you something that is seasonal. You know, every season, not only will you have different scenery, but you have different foods that are in season as well. So, for example, right now, the summertime, lotus is in season. So you will actually eat the lotus, and sometimes it's got sticky rice in it. Sometimes, I mean, it's just different ways to prepare it. But the chefs here are very focused on giving you whatever's current, whatever's in season, because they want you to taste the freshness of the food, the local food. And there's not a lot of spices. So, you know, we hear about that Kung Pao chicken back in the US. That's not what you're going to have when you come here to Hangzhou. You're going to have some amazing, really delicious foods.
That's incredible. So, where can we go for more information?
Well, you know, social media has changed the world of travel, and it's always a great place to start your research. You want to go online, check out everything that you can find. I highly recommend wherever you're staying, whether it's someplace like this beautiful Four Seasons or there are hostels here. There are all types of accommodations, but wherever you're staying, work with your tour operator, work with your hotel ahead of time, and let them help you plan your trip, because that way you're going to have the best experience possible. Hangzhou has a Facebook page that has a lot of information on it as well, so Facebook is a great place to start. And I'm going to be putting out lots of information as well on my Twitter account, which is Travel Girl Steph, if you want to follow me on Twitter, Travel Girl STEPH. So I'll be putting out some things there as well. But yeah, lots of information online. And also, again, don't be afraid if you don't speak Chinese, because people here are very eager to help. I recommend bringing along a guidebook and maybe a phrase book. There are a lot of them out there. So even if you can't speak the language, you can point to the phrase in your handbook or in your phrase book, and people will help you as well. They're very happy here. Hangzhou is known for having a great life and work balance, and the people here, you can tell just how happy they are and how happy they are to introduce their region to visitors from all over the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for joining me today.
Thank you, David. I hope you get to come here someday.